New polling spells doom for the Republican Party. This new poll shows that the American people are tired of the bullshit coming from the Republican Party and Donald Trump. I'm going to walk you through this new polling and go back in time and compare it to past elections and then apply it to the 2026 midterms and 2028 presidential election to see what could happen. So before we start, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be the first to know when we post. This is Pragmotiv News, and I'm Cam. MAGA is cooked because of the fucked up things Donald Trump has done since taking office. These ICE raids are not popular. The tariffs are fucking with people's wallets. He tore down half the White House to build a $300 million ballroom. He defaced the Oval Office with all of that gaudy-ass gold. He is cozying up to dictators. He said he would end wars on day one, but instead he is starting them. I could go on, but you get the point. I think the people who voted for him and put him over the top and got him to 270 weren't necessarily MAGA. I think they were misinformed to believe Trump was better for the economy and that the Democrats are socialists. When, first of all, Democrats are not socialists. Second of all, he is the reason why we are in the mess we are in with this economy. And now it is very apparent just how bad he is for it. Because the job numbers are abysmal. And now unemployment is up. All of this less than a year in. And so now people are waking up. Check out this video of a group of voters expressing their frustrations with Donald Trump.
I just want to say to every American that's having trouble with this, I am sorry I voted for him. I regret it with all my heart. I feel like I've enabled this monster to destroy democracy, destroy everything that is good in this country.
We've got a very crazy man driving the train, and he's going to kill this country.
And Anthony, are you voting a straight up and down Democratic ticket?
Not only there, I am actually for the very first time contributing across the board, across the country. And I've never, ever written a check or spent any money on anything political because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I've been a lifelong Republican since the day I turned 18. For the first time in my life, I'm going to vote a straight Democratic ticket. Is if they're connected to Donald Trump, they are not connected to me.
So you now are no longer a Republican?
I am not, no.
Because of Donald Trump?
Because of Donald Trump. It was no longer the party that I joined. It's morphed into something that's almost unrecognizable.
You were a lifelong Republican.
Right.
If somebody had told you, say 15 years ago, that you are preparing to vote a straight up and down Democratic ticket in the midterms, you would have said what to them?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
So why are you now doing it?
To see Republicans not stand up to him, and the ones that do are just quitting.
I just think there's no values left anymore. There should be values. We have no values. He doesn't have any values. I thought he had values.
No, I'm definitely voting Democrat. I've been knocking on doors. I got a clipboard.
You're even canvassing.
I am canvassing for a Democrat in Wyoming.
That's how strongly you feel.
I believe hardly anything the president says, but I do believe he's a danger to this country and to our democracy.
That lady says she is in Wyoming. Wyoming. Y'all, Wyoming is the most conservative state in the union. It voted for Trump in 2024 by a 45.8 margin. That's more red than Kentucky, Louisiana, even West Virginia. So yeah, MAGA is cooked if people from those kind of places are now tired of the shit coming out of the White House. What people don't realize is that there is a lot of Obama to Trump voters. Just look at states like Iowa, Ohio, and Florida. Donald Trump won those states in 2016, 2020, and 2024. But if you just go back to 2008 and 2012, all three of those states went blue for Barack Obama in both of those elections. They just been red ever since, and nobody seems to remember that. I think they are on their way back to being blue. Plus, recently I found out that there's a good bit of Trump, AOC, and Mamdani voters. That's crazy to me. So enough talking about it. Let's dive into my favorite topic, the numbers. Going to Real Clear polling. This is polls conducted Wednesday, November 19th. And you can see a Fox News poll. Believe it or not, that's a good poll. I don't care for the network, but the polls are actually spot on. Americans disapprove of Trump by 17 points. And then that's not even it. A Reuters Ipsos poll. Disapprove up 22 points. A Marquette poll. Disapprove plus 14. A NPR PBS Marist poll. The same thing as the Fox News poll. Disapprove plus 17. And then you see the 2026 generic congressional vote from the same pollster, NPR PBS Marist. You see Democrats plus 14. That is mind-boggling. Voters like that I just showed you, coupled with the release of these Epstein files, explains why we are seeing polls like that. People are tired. So let's go back in time to see, have the Democrats ever won nationally by double digits? So this is the 2006 House elections. Democrats won nationally in this race by 8 points. And that turned into a 233 seat majority for the Democrats. Imagine what a 14-point margin would be. Well, I have found something that we could use to get somewhat of an image of that. Take a look at 2008 House election. Barack Obama won nationally in 2008 by 7 points. And that translated to a 365 electoral vote victory for him. The House elections that year was even better for the Democrats. The margin was a double-digit margin, 10.6 points in favor of the Democrats, which grew their seats to a whopping 257. That is a supermajority. And then if we look at the 2006 Senate race, the Democrats won by 8 points in that race. And then, so it tied the Senate up to 49 to 49. So then when you fast forward to the 2008 Senate races, it was a slightly smaller margin, 7.38 points. But because of the gains they made in 2006, 2008 ended up being a huge majority for the Democrats in the Senate, putting the Democrats at 57 senators, a damn near 60-seat majority. If they just had a few more senators, they would have had a filibuster-proof majority. So I can't really tell what a 14-point margin would do in the House elections, but I can apply it to other races. So let's look at the 2024 presidential election. There you see Donald Trump at 312 electoral votes and Kamala Harris at 226 electoral votes. If I just go to edit by margin, shift by 14 points, what would that do to the electoral map? Boom. 417 electoral votes for the Democrats to 121 electoral votes for the Republicans. What would that do to the Senate elections? Well, looking at the 2024 map, this isn't really indicative of 2028 or 2026, but it kind of gives us a baseline of what it might be. So I could do the same thing, edit by margin. That would take the Democrats to a 54-seat margin if they had won by that in 2024. We would be looking at a drastically different America if that had happened. So y'all, let me close with this. Take these polls with a grain of salt. Do not take it for granted. Even if Democrats are polling 14 points ahead, we should act like we are 14 points down and vote accordingly. I fully expect these polls to tighten up. Don't leave anything up to chance. Go for broke. If we want a fair America, a just America, a MAGA-free America, then we need to go and do the work to get it. Primary bad candidates, run for office, vote, start political channels like we did here at Pragmotiv. These are things that we can do and things that we must do. Don't complain, act. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow at Pragmotiv News everywhere to stay pragmotivated. Also, remember you can find us across major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio so that you can listen to us even when you're on the go. Also, please take a moment to share the video with your family and friends. It really helps us out. And until next time, peace.